This is my 2006 NC Miata track car that we've been building on this channel for the last 2 years. In case you've missed it, there is a playlist on the channel that has the entire build series of everything that we have done to this, but this car is meant to be a dual duty, street legal, weekend fun / track car that sees 8 to 10 track days a year. And so far the build has been very successful and the car has been fantastic at doing that. That said, there's been some changes to the car. It's been a while since I've made a video on it because I had some health issues. I stepped away from YouTube for a little bit. And honestly, not a ton has changed with it in recent months, but there are a couple notable things. And this video is going to serve as just a documentation update of what has been done, as well as tackling like a small mini project or two as well. Just some small cosmetic stuff and starting to get this car back into shape for the cooler months where we're going to be taking it to the track pretty regularly. So this is the biggest thing that's changed on the car since I've last put out a video on it. I picked up a Mazda OEM factory hardtop for $2,000 used, which is an absolutely insane deal. They're about $3,800 new, and that's closer to what you see a lot of them selling for even used. This one was built in 2024, so it's pretty new. It's black, which means it works with any car and is the easiest to resell. And the OEM fit and finish is really worth the extra money in my opinion. I got a nice felt headliner here. The back window fits nicely. It's got a defroster. The seals work really well. I've had it out in many torrential downpours here in our Florida weather. Haven't had any leaks or problems or anything of that nature. And that's one of the biggest complaints with the aftermarket hardtops. And I think this has just made the car a lot more livable. It looks a lot nicer. And it'll be more aerodynamic and probably a little bit safer on track as well. So this is certainly a nice upgrade. The second thing that has changed is honestly a little bit cosmetic, but I got the seats re-wrapped with an OEM leather. I think these were from lseat.com. A lot of people recommended them, but I had them done pretty much in the same style that they came from the factory. Mine were all dry, faded, worn out. They looked terrible. They felt terrible. They were uncomfortable. And this car really needed a little bit of a comfort upgrade because the suspension's already stiff and it is pretty brutal to drive it to the track. So these turned out really nice. They put in some extra foam. They got nice padding now. The leather's nice and soft. I don't feel like my spine takes the brunt of every bump I go over. So that is another huge bonus. Up front here, we have a little bit more performance stuff going on. The biggest is that I got new wheels. I had NK ones before, but I switched to these. They're a slightly lower offset, so they sit out a little bit further. And more notably, I wrapped them in a 225 Falcon RT615. We were previously running a 215, but now with this 225, we have a little bit more tread on the car. It's still relatively mild. I don't want to go super aggressive, put a ton of stress on the wheel hubs, the suspension, and chew through expensive tires quickly. So that 225 should be a nice medium setup for us. I got a strut tower brace here. This was mainly just a livability modification. Not so much for performance, more so for the ability to adjust our lovely Meister R coilovers without having to rip everything apart. That got pretty annoying to do at the beginning and end of every track day when I wanted to make an adjustment. But that's really the only other thing in the engine bay that has changed. The other notable thing, however, is that my 2-liter engine here might be on its last months. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like failing or anything of that nature. It does have a valve cover gasket leak though in the back here, which is a little bit annoying because I only replaced that about a year ago. I did use an aftermarket valve cover gasket though, and I believe that is the culprit and what is going on there and why that's leaking so quickly. So I got an aluminum valve cover with an OEM gasket that I can either swap onto this engine, or I'm currently on the fence about just doing a 2.5 swap and putting that on the new engine and dropping that into the car. If I do that, that will be coming in the next month or so though. So that could mean a large power upgrade for the car. I would probably be doing it with headers, try and get it closer to that 180, 190 wheel horsepower mark, whereas this car currently dynoed at 136. So that's really all I've done in terms of modifications and changes to the car since we've last touched it. There is one thing I want to tackle as a small side project today, and let me show you what that is. So if I flip this around, you can see that the mirrors on this car are in not exactly great shape. They have kind of some paint chipped off, and this isn't just clear coat fade, that's paint entirely gone. And it's kind of the same story on the other side, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this also has paint chipped off. This one isn't as bad. But they're not great. So I ordered some unpainted mirrors. We're simply just going to be painting those and throwing them on the car today. I also think it'll look a little bit nicer with the hardtop, but it'll be a fun little mini project to do. Starting to just try and get this car back in better shape and take care of some of the nagging things that have been going on with it. So I have the mirrors laid out. You can see that they came in kind of this like flat black coating. It's just kind of like black plastic. I think that's just the raw material. They're completely unpainted and they look okay. The biggest downside of them not being painted though is that a lot of like swirl marks and tiny imperfections are visible. So we're gonna paint it with some gloss black paint to try and cover some of this up and get them to look a little bit nicer. But yeah, I've got them all masked up and let's knock this out. So I just did the final few coats on the mirrors, and while those are drying, I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling these off. We'll get these new black ones on here and see how they look. So 10 minutes later with this installed, you can see the black mirror on the car. I got the old one out over there. That mirror not only had paint missing, but the actual glass in it was rattling around as well. So this should be a functional upgrade. As far as cosmetics go, I think they look about even. I still have the silver one over here if you want to see that for comparison. I don't think the black looks significantly better, but it definitely looks better than the missing paint, and it'll function better than the old worn out kind of ball joint in there that was allowing the mirror to move around. So let's get the other one in and see how it looks. All right, so here is both of them completed and in the sunlight. I actually think now that I'm seeing it in the sun, it looks really good. I think the black mirrors kind of help with the black hardtop a lot, and it all kind of connects really well. I think the paint job itself turned out really good. There's not really any imperfections, drips, scratches, or any of that nonsense. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it overall. But outside of that, this was pretty much all I had for updates on this car. Not a whole lot else has happened with it other than what I've discussed here, but expect a potential for a 2.5 swap in the future and definitely a lot more track time this fall. So that said, thank you for watching and have a great day.